Welcome to Science, Health and Healing Library of Children's Health Core. I'm Dr. Majid Ali. The subject of this article is Do Vaccines Cause Autism? Part 1. Most people have heard about large government reports debunking the idea that vaccines have anything to do with the cause of autism. Equally probable, most people have also heard passionate speeches by activists blaming vaccines for autism. I do not agree with either group. The reason I do not agree with either group, activists or the government experts, is because my patients with autism have taught me that both sides are exaggerating their case. The parents and sometimes the teachers of my patients with autism spectrum have also validated this impression. And finally, and equally important, the laboratory analyzers, when I do the test to study the immune systems and the bowel health and the cellular ATP energy generation in the brains of the children and the rest of the body, that also validates my position that I should neither agree with the government nor with the ideologues on the other side. I have seen 5 children with normal vocabulary for their age, more or less chattering all the time, who became mute within 24 to 48 hours or so of receiving vaccinations. That association was compelling. But here is the crucial point. When I carefully listened to the parents of these children, there was in every single case a clear history of allergic symptoms, antibiotic use, and equally important, in the 4 to 5 weeks before this catastrophic event of a child becoming mute and losing communication with the parents. Either the children had cold, cough, or the parents had some viral infections, or somebody else in the family, a grandmother or grandfather. Now, when I looked at their blood or the skin for mold allergy and food allergy, I found evidence for that in every one of those 5 children. When we did the urine organic acid analysis to look at their energy production in the ATP in the cells, including those in the brain cells, there was clear evidence of excess production of mold toxins, tartic acid, arabinoid compound, furan compounds, for example, in all of these children. So what the children have been teaching me is that beware when of the cumulative insult, chemical insult, immunologic insult to children, and the vaccination compounds that. Vaccination, so to speak, serves as the proverbial last straw that breaks the camel's back. Because I also know of hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of children in our extended family, as well as I've taken care of a large number of patients in the pediatric category who had multiple vaccinations. They did not develop autism. So I think it is the malignant convergence of those chemical immunologic insults, and the vaccination was the last trigger that tipped the balance. I was invited to speak at Autism Forum at Lincoln Center in New York City once. The speaker ahead of me was a lawyer who was representing children with autism with the presumption that vaccination had caused their autism. He made a very passionate speech, but I quickly noticed that he was blissfully ignorant of all the scientific issues of brain development, bowel fermentation, liver fermentation, blood fermentation, leaky gut state. And so I did make it clear to the audience that I couldn't agree with my earlier speaker politely. And then I asked him at the break, I said, how do you know that these children do not have other problems, lead, mercury, cadmium overload? These children were not exposed to too much insulin, too much adrenaline, hypoglycemia when they were in the wombs of their mothers. How could you exclude all the other elements that I'm talking about and squarely blame their vaccination for autism? He hemmed and hawed, and he finally said, actually, I'm an attorney, I'm not a doctor, I'm not a scientist. I have to represent my patients, my clients, any which way I can. But you know, that may be acceptable on the legal grounds, but that's a tremendous disservice to the cause of advancing the knowledge which will allow us to serve these children. Because I will tell you, I saw a case recently. Fortunately, another doctor had taken care of that child, so I can't take credit for it. But the child chattered all the time. And then when the mother told me that the child was diagnosed with autism, that stunned me. How much these children in certain cases can recover. I'm going to address the issue of my guidelines to avoid what I call the malignant convergence of immune and chemical insults in part B of this program. Children's Health Corps is a foundation, nonprofit, founded by my wife Talat and I some years ago with our mission and vision of disseminating authentic information untainted by ideologues' vision of things who don't know much about science, as well as corporate deceptions. You can support our vision, forward this YouTube segment to your email, Facebook, Twitter contacts. Should you wish to participate in another creative way, send us an email, aliacademy7@gmail.com. 7 is the number, aliacademy7@gmail.com. Thank you for joining us. And until we meet again, may you be gracious, graceful, and generous in your spirit. Thank you. Thank you so much.